born October 10th, 1944, and Alice was supposedly going to be in the middle of March, but she didn't get born until March 29th. So my mother had come down to stay with me, and we would put, it was a beautiful spring that year, came early, and we would put Robert in the carriage and walk him round up Silver Hill, up to Silver Hill, down Silver Hill, and then turn around at when we got to Weston and walk back, on the theory that that would encourage Alice to prepare to enter this world. It didn't work that way. It was, my mother gave up and went home, and it was one night I was feeding Robert his supper when Grampy came in with the mail, and he took one look at me and said, "Well, I can tell by your face that it's time for you to put your things together in a suitcase, and I'll run you into the hospital." So Jim was milking, so it must have been on a weekend, and it must have been Friday night, I guess. And so I remember I had on one of my I put my best red sweater on, which I'd had in my trousseau, and my bag got packed very readily, and I said goodbye I took Robert up to stay with Granny, and off we went to Boston. I guess he must have called Briss and told him that we were coming in, and it was good I did get in, because Alice was born very quickly, and my joy at having a little girl was just unbelievable. I felt so good and so blessed. So I had a Robert, and then I had an Alice, and both Granny and Grampy were very, very pleased. I remember that Daisy Walcott told me that you be sure, Martha, that you drink a lot of water. And I remember trying to follow her advice. She was one of my Lincoln friends. And drinking the water and then just not putting it back in the right place, and it smashing on the floor. I don't know, it didn't make any difference. Somebody came in and cleaned it up and gave me another glass of water. But the return home at the end of the week was, well, no, I remember, as a matter of fact, I was crying. I didn't feel ready to go home, and I didn't know what was the matter with me. But I did go home, and it was discovered that I had walking pneumonia, which is so that I was in bed for several weeks after Alice was born, and I had let's see, who was it? It was one of the wives of the farmer's wife, herdsman's wife, came to take care of me in the morning and take care of Alice. But it was such a blow to not be able to take care of her right from the very beginning. She was a very good baby. She ate and slept on schedule, and so she didn't give any trouble at all. But I was very upset when Granny came to take me down to the Metropolitan State Hospital, where I had x-rays of my chest, and I was panic-stricken, thinking that, oh, what if I have to stay at the hospital? Those hospitals were always so spooky on Trapelo Road. But it passed, and I was up before very long. And